knowledge of death, and he knows it, he's seen it, he's been down there. While my sight that was bound, my eyes unclosed as to long panoramas of visions. And I think now, I don't know if you've read the Apocalypse, I've seen the armies of the night and things like that, but he now gives this apocalyptic vision of what he saw on the battlefields. And I think this is the really climactic moment of the poem, right here. And I think it's actually very moving, even though it's only a couple of paragraphs. And I saw askant the armies. I saw, as in noiseless dreams, hundreds of battle flags, borne through the smoke of the battles and pierced with missiles. I saw them and carried hither and yon through the smoke, and torn and bloody, and at last but a few shreds left on the staffs, and all in silence, and all the staffs all splintered and broken. What's he envisioning here? The Civil War battles that he's seen, and all the shredded battle flags that he's witnessed going through the various charges and smoke and you know, musketry and cannonade type situations. I saw battle corpses, myriads of them, and the white skeletons of young men. I saw them, and I saw the debris of all the slain soldiers of the war. But I saw they were not as they thought. They themselves were fully at rest. They suffered not. The living remained and suffered. The mother suffered, and the wife and child, and the musing comrades suffered, and the armies that remained suffered. Passing the visions, passing the night, passing, unloosing the holds of my comrade's hand, passing the song of the hermit's bird and the telling song of my soul, victorious song, death's outlet song, yet varying ever alteringly, song as low and welling, yet clear the notes, rising and falling, flooding the night, sadly sinking and fading as warning and warning, and yet again bursting with joy, covering the earth, filling the spread of heaven as that powerful song the night I heard from the recesses passing. I leave thee, lilac, with heart-shaped leaves. I leave thee there in the dooryard blooming, returning with every spring. I cease from my song for thee, from my gaze to thee in the west, fronting the west, communing with thee. O comrade lustrous with silver face in the night. He's communing both with the star and his Lincoln, his fallen comrade, so lustrous, silver in the face of the night. Yet to keep in all retrievance out of the night the song, the wondrous chant of the gray brown bird, the towering chant, the echo roused my soul with the lustrous and drooping star, with the countenance full of woe, with the holders holding my hand, the two companions nearing the call of the bird. Comrades I, and I in their midst, and remember ever to keep for the dead I love so well. Now all the dead that he served in the battlefield, and all the dead young men that he loved so well, all of them. And now finally for his chief mourning persona, for the sweetest, wisest soul of all my days and lands, and this for his dear sake, lilac and star and bird twined the chant of my soul, there in the fragrant pines, the cedars dusk and dip. Well, I don't know, maybe you can see why I read that poem to you, or assigned that poem to you, maybe you can't. Maybe you think it's a lot of cornball stuff. Maybe you don't. I feel, and I may be stupid, that's the greatest poem written in America so far. Beyond comparison, but I may be stupid and I may be wrong. The reason I think that is because of the sentiments that it expresses in all directions, all the different things that he says there, even though it certainly doesn't reach the heights you might want to reach. But I don't think you could put a poem next to it from American, I'm not talking about other countries, I can't say, from American culture that would stand up and be greater than that. Because of the pure emotion he feels, and then the religious sentiment that he's trying to express in that poem that you certainly can't miss. He doesn't know exactly what it is he's saying or how he feels about these things, but he is trying to express this thing, and of course, the meaning it has for our history as a country, and religion in America generally, which is why I read it. And I read it to you guys because I don't think it gets read enough. And since I know a lot of you people will be teachers, hopefully at some point in your life, maybe a quarter of you will be teachers, maybe you'll have something that you can read your students occasionally, that we can lift the level of their daily life a little higher than the daily routine, and teach them the meaning of some of what the history has been for others, what history has been for him. So that is basically all I have to say about that, as far as Gump would say. Any of you guys want to respond or say something about that? Okay. You're gonna put that poem away someplace then for yourselves and trot it out at some point in your life and surprise people just when they're feeling blue, that you got something that in fact can actually feel blue with them, but perhaps cheer them up too. I hope that you do. So now we'll change gears and we will let's see what time it is. We've got a half hour. We'll start this thing up if we can make it work. You want to turn that off? Let's see if we can make this thing work. So we'll start with this.